Okay. I've been gone a minute. A lot has happened. I should probably tweet that I'm live, even though I don't really have followers on Twitter. But it is better than nothing. Find stream links and pinned. Okay. Hopefully my mic is working. I didn't double check. Yes. Am I The music seems really loud. Hold on. I should probably boost this mic maybe? It doesn't look like it's very loud. Like I want it. The problem is I can make the music quieter, and then hopefully I sound all right. Oh, what? Stuff's happening. I'm not sure what. Okay. Hopefully that's better. You may notice I have my camera on again, but unlike last stream, there is not a CNC machine there. I did finish it. What? Hey, I did finish it, but it took a lot longer than I thought, and I moved it because I wanted my desk space back. And like I said, it's been a little bit since I've streamed. I've been trying to work on new interface stuff, and I didn't get it all done, but I decided that I really wanted to stream Halloween week, so I'm doing it anyways. I can show you some teasers. You may have seen the start screen was slightly different, pretty much the same though. That wasn't really going to change. If I go to my talking screen, I'm going to disappear, but just know that it's going to look good. Switching mics here because I don't have my mic set up in this screen. Yeah, it's different. I'll figure it out. But I really wanted to have all of the chats on screen and then also alerts on their own separate screen. I couldn't figure it out, so there's no chats on screen. But I do have my chats. I have all the chats showing up so I can see them. Either way, though, I'll probably actually be working on it on stream this week, too, the future stuff. I was hoping on changing my model slightly. So right now I'm using the PNG version of my model, but I have the normal one. But because the face tracking software is really made more for people who have like iPhones with actual depth tracking, and I don't have that. I was thinking of switching more to a webcam-based solution that works better. So that's mostly 3D models. So I've been working on making my own version of this model in 3D, and that involved some changes. So that's what's going on. Like I said, I didn't get it done for this week. I keep losing something here. I'm not sure what. But I'll get it done. As for the rest of the week, I'm not entirely sure. I guess I should point out too, I'm on mobile mic today because we're working on desk. So I should pull up too. I almost forgot. That the reason the title is the way that it is, I kind of posted about it on Twitter, Why can't I? No. But I've been working on 3D printer stuff too. And while I was working on it, so I was working on models, which is all fine and dandy, except for that my printer, which I bought forever ago, I actually looked this up, okay? I looked it up. The printer that I bought... What? You don't like my dirty wall? It's beautiful. But my printer that died was my Ender 3 V2. And you might be like, oh, how did it die? Good question. I didn't do a full autopsy. I just, did some speculative... I mean, it's not really speculative. Can I just, like, import this image so I can have it on screen while I'm talking about it so it doesn't look like I'm just a crazy person? Well, that's WebP. I don't want a WebP. There we go. That's a PNG. Throw that on my desktop real fast. Hopefully it put it... Yay, it did. Okay. Can I just... Hey, there we go. Oh, it's really low quality. Whatever. This is the best photo they had of him. The poor guy. Lost to the ages. But, I was printing a bunch of stuff. Mine was upgraded too, I should point out. Mine didn't exactly look like this because I upgraded a ton. And I was going to get a picture, but then I didn't, so sucks. But I upgraded it a ton. It was working really well. And I probably ran it straight into the ground because the control board is now having issues. It can't properly control any of its axes. So the two belt-led axes, so... Y and X were both skipping, and it's not a belt tensioning issue because I noticed that when the control board was going, it would randomly jump back, and that was leading to issues. And it seems to struggle to continue controlling the extruder and the Z axes, which are controlling the motors directly. There's no belts moving them. So with those ones, it was like over pushing them. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm like 99% sure it's a control board issue. And I was looking into like replacing control boards, but like at this point, I've kind of run this printer. I mean, I looked it up. I bought it 4 years ago. I thought it was 5 initially, but it was 4. And I've done multiple multi-day, even to like almost a week-long prints on this thing, running it at 100%. And it didn't survive. It didn't make it. So it is with a sad heart we say goodbye to our poor Ender 3. We will remember him up in this corner. He will haunt us for the rest of this while we go here. But to replace the Ender 3, we've upgraded. Which is why I'm set up like this. Okay, here we go. I got an Elegoo. You can't see the name. I'll pick up the camera. Ooh, Centuri Carbon. Ooh. Okay, anyways. Doesn't really matter. But, so this stream is actually going to be setting this up. At least to start. I hope it doesn't take me too long. I might do something else at the end or towards the end of the stream. Because I don't think it's gonna take too long, and I'm not gonna make you watch a 3D print go for 12 years, so either way though. I'm going to slice this open slightly off camera because I don't need people judging my knife techniques. Just know that it's happening. It is being sliced. Oops. I'm gonna break all the rules and cut towards myself. Yippee! Okay. You didn't even know if I actually did or not. The beauty of not showing it on screen. Alright. I did put this up here, but it'll probably actually be better to put it back on the ground. Since, you know, for a second there, I was worried that that was a label with my address on it, but it's actually not. That's their shipping address. Anyways, I'll put this back on the ground just so that I don't accidentally dox myself. Got a box that has my address on the side on it. Okay. You'll have to look at the boring wall until we get this out. Yeah, okay. User guides. Evil tempered glass. Hopefully I don't wreck that. Foam packaging on foam packaging. Maybe I should check. Do they have a proper way to unbox this? That is just how to start it. I just want to make sure that I'm not gonna like have the machine set up. Okay, no. Not that I'm saying. So we'll just go for it. I don't know if this machine has handles. As far as I can tell, it doesn't. Which is great for me. Oh, there we go. That's better. Now there's something blocking the boring wall. Okay, let me put this tempered glass somewhere where I definitely will not shatter it instantaneously. Ugh. Okay. Now we gotta unbag this. Of course, it's taped on the top. A complete random slice saved that though. I guess I could, while doing this, instead of just reading instructions, I can talk about. So, actually, let me double check the dates. I've been 3D printing for a hot minute now. And I seem to always be like a generation behind at this point. I think this is technically a current gen machine, so this is the closest I've been to being on generation. Not that 3D printers have like definitive hard-coded generations. But I'm usually buying machines at discount. Let's see, when did I get my first machine? Yeah, so first machine I got in 2016, 2017, end of 2016, early 2017. So it's been almost 10 years. Not even quite to 9 yet, I guess, but still, you know, I'm a fairly young guy, so that's a decent chunk of my life. Okay, hold on. I don't want to. You can't even see anything. I'm going to back this camera up. Uh-oh, don't look at that. I don't really, it's, This is my Discord. I can just full screen my chat and then But that would be breaking Twitch's rules. You'll see other chats. Anyways. We can also raise this a little bit and then tilt it down, maybe. Oh, wait. Actually, going down might be a good idea. Whoa. Imagine using your brain. Okay, anyways. Yeah, so I've been printing for a while. I guess my first printer was technically cutting edge too, but it was using older tech because that was 3D printers were still pretty new back then. These tech were. I mean, okay. I'm gonna start getting into the weeds, I guess, already. So this is my first Core XY printer. Which, if you don't know anything about 3D printing, what are you doing here? But in case you are here, Core XY means that the printing head, is doing all the moving. Okay, that was to tape that on. Maybe I should never do that yet. And the Ender 3, like I showed before, right here. I'm going to zoom it in, and it's going to be blurry again. You can see here that there's like a rod that moves the bed. So these ones are, I'm gonna say derogatorily called bed slingers, because I hear people refer to them only as that derogatorily now. But oh, my camera just moved it. Anyways, I don't know. I've had a lot of good experiences with bed slinging printers, so. I know that a lot of people say that they're, especially in comparison to these Core XY machines, that they are slower and less accurate. But that's cringe. Why are you so concerned with specs, bro? It's a 3D printer. Are you an engineer or something? You need engineer specs? Okay. So that is most of the packing material. We got another piece of foam back here, which leads to the chute. Yeah, so this is going to be my first experience with a Core XY, and I guess I can specify. In a Core XY, you can see here the bed is in place. It does not move. Zero movement in Core XY. Oh, you can see my ring light. Wow. Look, he has a halo. He's so special. Hold on. There you go. He has a halo. That's how you know he's passed on. Okay. So in a Core XY machine, the head is actually doing all the movement. So it can move from the back to the front, from left to right, and then it's also, you can see back there, it's what's moving up and down, which is similar to a bed slinger, except for the bed slinger only does 2 of those movements. So part of the reason that these prints can be more accurate is because your bed isn't adding different momentum to your machine. At least that's my understanding. Like I said, I've never used one. And these kind of grew in popularity a lot in the last couple of years. Can't we do like filthy fingerprints all over it? Did I just remove that? These got way popular, I don't know, with the introduction of the Bambu Lab printers. I know for sure that Core XY used to be a lot more community-driven. What's the name of the one? I'm trying to remember now. There's this really big community around a specific Core XY platform of 3D printers, and now I can't remember its name. Those ones are like, you completely like print parts and build the machine entirely yourself. The entirety of it yourself. I don't know what I was trying to say there. But obviously, general consumers aren't really into that. And for the cost point, I'm not really into that either. I mostly got this machine because it is supposedly the best you can get for like really cheap right now. Even though supposedly they're going to be introducing like a second gen, like any day now. And it's gotten into recent controversy because I guess when they released it, they kind of promised that they were going to release a multicolor system for it, and then they haven't done that yet. And now they're talking about releasing a second gen, and they never released a multicolor system. And people who bought it, assuming they were going to get multicolors, are upset about it, which is kind of fair, but also like, are you really buying stuff on the assumption that it will do something later? I'm going to. I don't know. It's always a bad idea. Why do I have a YouTube notification? Oh. Alright. Like I was saying, I was actually working on a project that required a 3D printer, and having my printer die in the middle of that project, kind of the worst timing ever. And maybe it was my Ender 3's last act of revenge against me. Anyways, so I got this one because it's cheap and really good apparently. And I don't care about any of the drama that's relating to it. Hold on, what we have here. Okay, we got screen, power cord, spool roller, and others things. Alright. I'm glad printers still come with a useless amount of PLA. Very cool. Time-honored tradition. So, probably follow the instructions now so I don't mess something up. I'm assuming we're just plugging in the screen and running a calibration. Do not print on a highly vibrating or unstable surface. This surface is pretty stable. This is also the largest printer I've ever owned now. Is a spare hot end? That's cool. Okay, hold on. Take out the foam and toolkit, I did that. Unlock the heated bed. And use an Allen wrench to remove the 3 screws in the picture. Oh, are we in the top here? Oh yeah, I see them. Okay, they have little... You got dang old little pins there. Why is the bed locked? Why does it need to be locked? I thought it didn't move. Okay. Okay. Here are my tools. Let me show you something else I probably need to retire soon. My poor iFixit toolkit. It has seen better days. I mean, look at this. Look at this poor iFixit screwdriver. I don't know if my camera's gonna focus on it. Look. Ugh. Dang. Ah. Look. Focus on this. Ignore the big thing in the back. Look. Look at that. Poor, poor screwdriver. It's been through a lot. Its bearing's been shot for years. I don't know. Hopefully that's not the one I need. I have kept it together. I actually had the full disassembly kit, and that has kind of fallen apart over the years. And I know you're supposed to replace the things, I just never did. So. That's too small. May have included an Allen. I see something. Probably did. Yeah. Let's see. Do I have enough torque? I'm using my offhand because of this angle. Are you kidding me? Ugh. There you go. That's crazy how tightly put on that was. Hello? How long are these? Whoa, okay. Seems like a little bit of overkill. Do they need to be that long? I don't feel like it makes a ton of sense. Cut it? Jeez, dude. Yeah, these things cranked on there. They really don't want that moving during shipping. I assume I can move these stickers. Are these stickers? No. They don't feel like they're coming off. There's little red tabs by these screws to alert you. Let's see. Oh man, it's all over the back. Let's see. That one's the easiest to get out. Presumably. Hold on. It wasn't as tight as the other ones. Okay. Those are removed. Actually, I gotta put that. Then we're plugging in the screen. Which appears to be very easy. I say while I'm now double checking. It's only go one way. It's like those connectors on both sides. Yeah. I assume it's straight on. They say to do it like this. I don't even think that's possible. I don't think this is long enough. Wish there were glasses on. Hey. Hang it in. See. And then down. Yay. Look at that. Oh, I told you. Oh. Did I lose my camera? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Camera. Are you frozen? Okay. Okay. On my preview it's working. I can clearly see it's not working here. Okay, let me change it. Hold on a second. Whoa. Okay, there we go. I don't know what happened, but I did in fact fix it. Okay. I think I gotta install the spool holder now. Which is just put this on. And then I want you to manually load some filament. They didn't even tell me to plug it in. Man, they really expect a certain level of competency, huh? That is kind of funny. I feel like usually these manuals do tell you stuff like that. Not that it's particularly necessary, I guess. Yeah, but neither of these instructions tell you to put it in. I guess they just assume you would have to know that, which I mean, fair. But I just feel like most instructions don't do that. Okay, spool. Okay, I thought this was different than it's going to be able to. Actually, threads on backwards. Looks like it comes with rubber feet that they didn't tell me about either. I assume that is for vibration damping? I don't think I've ever seen anyone talk about these either, though. Maybe this is a newer revision. Yeah, I don't think I've seen anyone talk about those. Remove these screws. Where did that last one go? So they're not flopping around. Oh, you know what else I can talk about real fast? I talked about this on Twitter. Keyboard? SteelSeries? Never buy one of these. Ever. Do not buy them. They're expensive and they will die very shortly. They will have issues, and then you'll contact support and they'll be like, actually, you're just outside the warranty period, and we'll arbitrarily decide that stuff outside the warranty period can still be warranted, but that is too far. Okay, man. Thanks. Let's see, I think I'll probably figure out when I got it too. I don't think it was that long. I give you a 1-year warranty on a very expensive keyboard. Like, are you kidding me? Let's see. Probably find this too. I just had it not too long ago. Okay. Yeah. So I got it March of last year. So in April of this year was 1 year, or March of this year was 1 year, and my warranty officially expired. Okay, it's been 6 months since then, which I get it. It's a long time to warranty something out of warranty. Actually, I guess we're in month 7 now. But your keyboard also shouldn't die 7 months after the warranty period ends. I feel like that's fair to say. And it's actually very cringe that that's happening at all. Ugh. Trip. I put that tempered glass in a dangerous spot. Wait. That's the ground pin. Okay, so that's no, I had it right. There we go. I even have a place to plug this in, now that I think about it. I don't know if this cord's long enough. I suppose. It seems really long from over here. But I think this is like the worst spot for me to try to plug this in right now. Yeah, I don't think we're there. I have like a giant power strip, like a professional, like important one. But the problem is on the other side of my desk. So I don't. Also, these feet, they look like they screw in now. Maybe you're legitimately just expecting to take off the current feet and put these ones on? I can do it. I don't care about it being taller. It's fine with me. But I would have liked to see some form of instruction on how we're properly installing those. Okay. Power cord. Where am I plugging this in? I guess I'll just unplug something under the desk. That's whatever. I know it's plugged in. It's fine. It's fine. Ugh. Did that come all the way down? I forget that you guys can hear me. Because I have the mic on me now. You might hear it rubbing against stuff too. Even better. Okay. So from one of these doesn't need to be plugged in right now. Oh, what? Okay, wait then. Then what's plugged in here? I was wrong. What the fuck? Oh, wait, no, I do know. Never mind. What? Huh? What a horrible, horrible thing I've done. I plugged in up there right now. Nothing important. I suppose I'll unplug this one for now then. We'll figure out something better later. Because it's not important for this. Okay. Open this back up. Reflections are fantastic. Okay, so where are we now? Oh, manual. Oh yeah, I wanted to load filament. I don't have any good dry stuff, but I was excited to try throwing it in the microwave. I've been told that works. Have I ever tried it? No. I'm gonna go do it right now. Yippee! Filament. I'll see if you guys can still hear me. This is gonna be an experiment. I'm gonna go walk to a microwave. All the way. And you'll either hear me or you won't hear me as I continue walking to the microwave. I don't know how far this wireless mic goes. I told you to do it for like 30 seconds, but like multiple times. I think it was like 5 times. We'll see. Could be 6. I don't use this microwave normally, so. I'm gonna go. Hold on. This is the problem. I can just do like a timed. I don't think that's how that works though. I'll do 3 and then I'll flip it. Then I'll run back. Okay. I'm gonna need confirmation as to whether or not you were able to hear me all the way at the microwave. I walked away from the screen. I guess I could have pulled it up. Okay. I wasn't sure how good that works. Good to see that it does work though. Maybe I should have some kind of chat that I can walk around with. Definitely smells. Why is the cardboard hot? Okay. This filament is so soft, man. That's crazy. It's surprising it can get so hot in the microwave. I guess that just must mean there's a lot of water in it. I mean, the actual filament isn't too bad. the cardboard is like crazy. I'll do it more because I think they were 5 times. I just put it back in the same way. Oops. Stupid. And one final time for good luck. I guess it makes sense that cardboard would absorb more water than plastic. The plastic was definitely warm though, so I'm definitely pulling water out of it. But that cardboard got like hot. Like, that's crazy. I also thought I kind of smelled plastic melting smells, but I'm pretty sure it's actually the glue they use in the cardboard. It's probably not any less hot. Never thought about it before. Okay. Yeah, because it's only the plastic touching the cardboard directly that's like really soft. I was cutting out a little bit. Maybe the microwaves were messing with it. Ouch. That's fine. I actually wasn't expecting it to work at all, so it's kind of impressive that it did. I kind of hoped it just wouldn't take too long to microwave some plastic. Oh, I melted the sticker. There's 2 mics in here. Oh, I do have 2 mics in here. What the? That one got unmuted. Yeah, I have my mobile mic and then I have my normal mic. And they're 2 different mics so that I can just switch between them. But I forgot. Okay. Cut the bad part of plastic. Oh no, dude. There's no way this works. Because you gotta let it cool down a decent amount. This plastic got the stuff that's touching the cardboard is like soft. Like I'm not kidding. It's like soft. Like it's like almost melted already. Maybe this only works on plastic spools. I mean, good to know, I guess. It's starting to cool down. I'm just surprised. Okay. Why are we doing this? Have I made it all the way? Am I stuck on the corner? I've heard people say that happens. I moved the head. I should have used the brighter color so I could see, but right now I'm using clear. And I'm definitely hitting something like real. No, I can feel it going past my thumb there. So it's gotta be hitting the head, I think. I think we did it. I think we won. I think we're straight up winners. Okay. I assume we just turn this sucker on and run it now. I mean, I say that half jokingly. Oh, my camera. I'm kicking it. Okay. Presumably, I can flip the switch. That turns on. Yippee! Okay. Whoa. You can't see that. That says Elegoo, create the future. Now we just gotta wait for it to start. Doesn't even make any noise. Or at least I can't hear it over the fan in my room. If you disassemble the nozzle, you have to re-level it. Here we go. English, please. Already did that. Free of foreign objects. I don't see anything Asian in there. Kidding. That was a bad joke. So self-check process. Place the build plate correctly with side A facing up. As far as this is a 30 minutes? Is this face A? How do I know? I thought it said, I think it's supposed to tell you. What's face A? Oh, that's B. Okay, I see. It's at the top corner. Okay, that's right. Oh, gosh. This is my first removable magnetic build plate, too. And, definitely some strong magnets. Okay. Go ahead. I'm kind of interested because, old printers that used to have these big box designs, they weren't Core XY, right? They were still bed slingers, so it was a tiny bed in the middle. But the boxes were mostly sold as like safety features. Obviously, for these ones, the boxes are more of like a rigidity like feature. They help keep the system rigid. But like you could do that with just the frame. So it's kind of funny because like most industrial machines that use G-code, we have a door and a magnet type system because it helps determine if the door is open or not. I don't think it cares if the door's open. I think you could print with the door open just fine, and it's not gonna get mad at you. Which is interesting because it could be an easy, like at least pseudo safety feature. You know what I mean? Where it's like, please have the door closed. Of course, they have top glass that's removable, and so like really you could still just stick your hand in there. Oh hey, look, filament's coming out. That's good. It's white though. That's stuff they had in there. For testing. It is losing color though, I think. Or is it? I can't tell. See, the funny part about the box is that it's dark, so it's actually hard to see what's going on. It's still extruding, which is a little sus. Oh, it stopped. No, it's still going. Where is it pulling filament from? Like, where's the motor that actually is doing this here? Is it just in the head? Are we pulling from the head? Okay, yeah. We're molten dripping. I see that. Like, did this go all the way then or no? Oh man, that smell. Ugh. Smell of oil burning for the first time. I recognize it. I'd recognize that anywhere. Can you see the red flashing light in the back? No. There's a red flashing light in the back. And I don't mean like on the physical back of the machine. I mean on that back wall. Like I see a red flashing light back there. It must be flashing like against the camera because you cannot see it at all. That's funny. Okay. Okay, well it's running through its self-check. Is there anything else I need to do? I guess I could probably install software and stuff while we're waiting, right? I mean, it wants you to use one of their things for the software first print. But they came with a USB stick, so I assume I can just plug that in and start installing their software. I saw that these guys do not use Cura, which is fine. I know that there's a lot better options these days, but all of my printers have used Cura in the past, so... I mean, I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could probably build a profile for Cura, but like... I've just never had a reason to leave, and this seems like a good reason to leave, so... What is this? Scraper blades. Huh? What? Oh wait, no, I know what these are. Never mind, never mind, never mind. I figured it out. I figured it out. They don't even like, okay, for realsies though? Does that even have a limit switch or is that just resistance limited? I don't know, man. That sounds a lot like resistance limitation to me. Like it's just banging and being like, oh, I can't move anymore. That's crazy. Wait, the bed does move? Oh, but it moves the XY. Oh, interesting. So it just doesn't move left and right. I guess I was just thinking wrong. My brain, it was the head that did all the movement, but I guess it makes sense that it just slowly moves down. Because otherwise the machine would be throwing itself. You didn't touch. What the heck? Uh-huh. Still didn't tap. I don't know if it's supposed to tap, but it didn't. But wait. Okay, it can still go up, I think. I can't really tell in the back, but I can definitely tell on the side that I can definitely still got space to go. I don't know. It says it's doing input shaping right now. Okay. And I was going to jokingly say, like, look, this is all the PLA they give you. Like that's not a lot of PLA, man. But now it's doing stuff. I'm hearing a fan pick up. Can you hear that? Probably not. It sounds like a jet is like ramping up slowly. Oh, was it just doing micro movements? That's crazy. I couldn't even tell that it was doing that. Oh yeah, it is. That's insane. Those are like crazy small micro steps. That I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that. I'm just surprised that it didn't actually go all the way down either. Like, I guess it doesn't want to touch the bed to do this step, but like, how does it know where the bed is? I'm also not sure it fed the clear properly. So I don't think I saw it move. And the stuff that was clearing out of the nozzle was getting thinner and thinner. I suppose we will see. I know people said that that's kind of a big problem with this machine. So, that it's hard to get it to like feed properly the first time. Okay, it's holding itself again. It's now lowering the bed. It's now raising the bed. It's really not touching though. But the back looks like it's blocked shorter. I don't know. Something about that's a little sus. Oh. Okay, it's definitely pulling filament through. Other than I kind of screwed up my filament, I don't know if that's gonna feed properly. Oh no. The cardboard really is like messing with it, dude. Like the stuff that was in the middle was fine, but yeah, that cardboard like it like hardcore mess with this stuff. It's saying it's doing tuning still, but it's not telling me what that is. It just got really loud again. I think it's even being picked up on the mic when I'm not talking there. Looks like it is. Okay. Okay, see that looks like it's actually touching. And that looks like it's presumably trying to print something. Huh. I mean, it still says it's just leveling. But it really did look like it was, oh, maybe it was just trying to see if it hit or not. And its micro moves there. That makes sense. Is that touching? Yeah, it looks like it is. I do wonder, what are they using to do this? I don't see a touch probe. That's a block of metal, so maybe it's some kind of... I mean, I presume you could probably do like a form of the resistance stuff too. Like where it resistantly taps the bed and it's like, oh, I hit it. Move back. But then like, that's interesting because... You think that would damage the hot end or the bed? I get they're doing it slow, but I feel like it's got to be some other sort, like some sort of capacitive, right? I know these are metal hot ends too. Like they're not normal brass insert hot ends. That's just interesting though. Wow, it really is tapping everywhere. Okay. Well, while it does that, I can plug in this USB for software. Maybe. Yeah. There we go. And I've got it pulled up now. Not that you can see it. It's fine. I'll show you when something cool happens. Right now I'm just looking through the thing. Okay, they have a manual. Is this just the same one? Looks like it is. Okay, it's the same manual. That's fine. I don't really need that. Software. We have a manual for the software, it looks like, plus an installer. That seems about correct. Yeah, and they have their own custom slicer. I guess I can... Look, you can see almost that there's something going on here. It's just software stuff. Isn't that so cool? You can see I'm the type of freak to have a horizontal monitor. Just because my arm isn't long enough. Otherwise I probably would have it. Or vertical monitor, not horizontal. I would have it horizontal if I could. It's always weird having a vertical monitor. But you kind of get used to it. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. Not that. I was going to move that back up to the top corner. Watching over us. Okay. I mean, these are just... I mean, I'm really surprised that they have a manual that goes this in depth into what the software does. But my understanding is that this software was just a clone of Slicer, right? I think. Or it's a company derivative of Slicer. I mean, either way. Okay, let me just make sure there's nothing like crazy in here. What did I see? Just like basic software setup. I will make a clone of this USB drive on my local drive. I'm going to move you guys back because it doesn't really matter what's going on the screen right now. I'll move it back if something does change. And obviously, I can broadcast my screen on stream too, but I just figured it didn't matter that much. Oh, they have an assembly tutorial video. Maybe this shows you how you take it out of the box. Okay, remove all the tape. I think this is the same video they just have on YouTube. It is all general control stuff. Okay. What is model? Oh, this stuff they have, right? Yeah, this is all stuff that they have pre-built in. Supposedly already sliced. We can try printing a couple of these and see. They should all be small enough, at least most of them, that we can do it on stream. Get something cool. If this software, my understanding is that the software, there's like a camera built in somewhere here. I might be able to give you the software camera, but I'm also led to understand that it's not a very good camera, so we'll see. Like, there's just not enough light. Oh, I should have made it its own folder. Whoops. Yeah, I have a folder for all of my printers where I keep their default files just in case I need them later. It has nothing to do with being a hoarder, I swear. Sometimes it's useful. Just in case something goes horribly wrong. I really am surprised, first of all, how long this is taking. But it's doing a full probe, so it's not that surprising. And second, that the 3D or microwaving the filament, like, I can't believe the cardboard is actually like that messed up after that. It's actually kind of insane. Okay, we'll call this Elegoo Centuri Carbon default files. That's how I named everything else. Makes sense just to name those the same way. Okay, there we go. We go to software, installer. We can actually install this thing now. Oh man, my wrist is killing me. Hopefully this doesn't break my stream in some strange way. You never know. You wouldn't think installing software would break your stream, but I accept. Yeah, general public license. The Free Software Foundation. Yeah, okay. That's what I figured. This is a modification of, I assume, Slicer, like I said. I'm not seeing that said anywhere in here. Obviously, this is Elegoo's version of it, and they have some brand right stuff. Yeah. Kind of surprised. I thought you. Oh yeah, Elegoo Slice. Yeah, I think they're. I mean, yeah, whatever. Put it on E drive, I guess. Okay. Wow. What a fun and interesting time. Watching a printer level itself for the rest of eternity while I install software. I really am surprised with how slow this is. These models, are these pre-cut? Yeah, there's G-code. Well, they give you just the model too. I don't think I'm going to need the drive open anymore. I don't know if they would have included it on the onboard memory either. I'd assume not. So I'm probably going to need the USB to do a test model. Okay, the slicer's launching. I should be able to show you guys this. Though I'm not sure there's going to be anything interesting really going on it either. I'm not going to be slicing anything on stream, I don't think. You guys can kind of see it in the reflection. That's fun. Yeah, I'm part of the Asia Pacific. No. Okay. It's the default nozzle. You know, it's funny. They have the Elegoo Centauri on here, but it was my understanding that they never actually released that. And that's just it's a version without the outer walls. It's like simplified slightly. It was supposed to be cheaper. But my understanding, like I said, is that they never released it. Okay. I thought there was a section here about software setup. There we go. Okay, so this is the 0.4 millimeter nozzle. It looks really small. Is that how small 0.4 is? I don't remember. Say it comes with a spare too. What's the spare? You know, it says it comes with a spare, but I'm not seeing a spare. I see screwdrivers and Allen wrenches. The scraper blades. A nozzle cleaner. Grease and a glue stick. Oh, and a replacement for the nozzle wipe. Unless it just meant that it came with the spare nozzle wipe. Is it finally done? Whoa. That's interesting. It's weird having a touchscreen printer too. That's strange. Okay. And there's not going to be any files on here, right? Oh, there is. They did put files on the machine. Okay, so that's the scraper. I know that they actually expect you to print that and use it as well as this this mini machine. But if we're just going for something that we can do on stream, the Benchy is probably the fastest, 15 minutes. Okay, we can print a Benchy. I don't know if I've ever actually printed a Benchy before. Yeah, side A. I guess. On PLA, yeah. It's even their PLA, so hopefully this works. I've had this Elegoo PLA for a while now. Okay, my software, I'm going to say it's a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. What am I using? I mean, I have generic ABS, generic PLA, and I guess I'll finish with that for now. What was that noise? Is that a bad noise? Is that a good noise? We're going to see if this filament works. Otherwise, I'm going to have to load my other one in. Because I may have just ruined this filament for all time and eternity. Okay. This is cool, though. This software interface that we're getting here, I wish more printers had this. This is sick. You can't see it. Hold on. Hold on. God, you guys gotta tell me if you can't see stuff, man. I'm talking big game, and you guys can't even see half of it. I realize I have my mic or my stuff set up the wrong way, so you guys are actually sideways. That's tragic. But you can see the software down here, kind of. It's cool. Actually, I guess I can just lean you in. Look. Okay, hold on. Look at that. It's got like all the layer stuff and everything. Okay, well the 3D printer is finally going, but that's cool. I like that. That's interesting. Okay, the fan's turning on and it is loud. It appears to have gotten through that first kink. It's stuck again though. It also appears we have a little bit of rollover. Yeah, I don't know how well this is going to print, but it is definitely printing, which is good. I do like that. And this looks like it's set up already, so I'll just close that for now because we're not going to be using that right now. But this is cool. I honestly expected this to take more time. Getting this whole printer ready in an hour in printing is kind of crazy, especially because I was kind of rambling at the start. Okay, we are being stuck again. I'm just gonna have to baby this filament probably now. That kind of sucks, but it's whatever. I could like unspool it and make sure it's not stuck and then respool it, but that's just kind of stupid. I've almost run through this filament anyways, but so I figured it would be a decent test. And now I know that if you microwave the cardboard, it ruins your filament. Or at least the moisture in the cardboard really does mess with the level of moisture that you get in your filament. Because like I said, the filament's actually printing really good right now. Looks like it did dry out nice, which is good. That's what I wanted. That was the whole point of microwaving the filament. The bad news is that it melted the filament that was touching the cardboard. So maybe save this method for ones that have plastic spools that aren't absorbing water as much as cardboard is. We'll see if this is effective. This is crazy fast though. You guys can't. Okay, hold on. I can raise you. I gotta undo my. You have to see what's going on up here. Can you even see that? Can you see that? You can kind of see that. That's crazy. Okay, it is shaking the table. I should put the anti-vibration feet on. There's nowhere in the manual about that though. Am I crazy? It didn't say anything about the anti-vibration feet. What the heck? I thought it would be included in the software stuff, but it doesn't talk about these at all. Okay then. Do I just install them on the feet? I assume I unscrew the other feet and install these ones. Okay, you guys are getting like really crappy lighting. Maybe I can. I only got my phone flashlight, but this box is really dark. I see what everyone was talking about. Like I can see it in person, all right, but you guys are missing out, kind of. Oh, the filament. I think it's kind of unsticking itself. It is crazy how much the water just like did. The water in the cardboard just like caused like it's got to be what's happening, right? The water infiltrates the filament and actually changes its operating temperature. I just didn't expect. Well, I mean that's a downside of the cardboard rolls, I guess. It's just not anything I ever thought about. They actually absorb water, which makes the plastic around them probably absorb extra water too. And I know, supposedly, that the water absorption is actually more to do with atmospheric water. And since I live in an arid climate, the amount of water is probably slightly reduced. But like I've had this filament open for a year now, year and a half maybe. Maybe I don't remember. I could figure out when I got it too, but I had it sealed for a good while before I ever actually opened it either. But you know, because I got it last year for Christmas. Because I wanted to use it to print some. Anyways, I didn't get it for Christmas, but I got it to use at Christmas time. But then I ended up not using it until a couple months later, I don't think. The motor is strong enough to pull this apart. I just feel bad forcing it to because it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna lead to like issues with layout. Like it's gonna pull itself free. It is really crazy watching how fast it moves. I don't even think this is as fast as it can move. Like this is actually crazy. I think this is the lowest temp that I've used this filament at. I'm not gonna lie, I cooked my filament before. I always did it at 220, just because I was hoping that that would boil out any extra water, and it printed good doing that. So I don't think it was necessarily a bad idea. But this is going 10 degrees lighter, and it is printing fairly good from what I can see here. This filament is kind of hard though, because you can never see quite how bad or good it is because it's clear. You guys are getting a pretty good view other than the lighting situation. I wonder if I open the window back there, you're not gonna see anything. Like if I open it for light, will that help? Ugh. Or does that just overexpose it now? Man, that might have made it worse. I don't know if the camera can... Oh, I'm tracking the head? That's crazy. I didn't know my camera could do that. That's cool. I think that's worse. I'm gonna close it. I need better lights in my room. I already know that. I only have one tiny little dumb light. Barely lights up this place. It's okay at night, but like during the day, if you need extra light, it is not helpful. That's why I have that ring light that you were seeing. It helps a lot, but it's also not that great. Ah, is it? Did it fail? No, I don't think it did. I thought it was floating above, like it wasn't putting filament down anymore, but I think it is. I think I'm just crazy. I was afraid that the filament's gonna get stuck, like I was saying, but it seems like it's doing all right. We're already like halfway done. That's crazy. I feel like a print like this on my Ender 3 would have taken way longer. Like this is schmoving. This is getting it out of its system at Mach speeds. I don't think I'll be able to stream while it's printing stuff unless I get some really good sound filters, but this is crazy. Is it stuck again? Yeah, I think this filament did dry really well though. I just think I'm stupid. I think that's the major malfunction. It really is too bad that you guys don't get it quite as good as a view as I do. This camera apparently is slightly quieter, or it's not as good at absorbing low light. I don't know why I called it quiet. That's dumb. Yeah, the roll's working pretty smooth when it's in the middle. Once it starts getting back to the edges, where the cardboard is, it becomes a problem again. This is also using filament like crazy fast. It has a much longer line than my Ender 3 did though too, so. It is kind of crazy watching how stable the print is. It's been a long time since I've just sat and watched a 3D print all the way through. That's funny though. Probably remove the focus from the... It's the shutter that changes. Or is it the aperture? I don't remember. Dang, my camera's losing focus like crazy. What are you trying to focus on, bro? Focus on that. I don't know what I told it to focus on. Hopefully not the head again. No, I told it to focus on the benchy. Doesn't look like it's doing a great job, but it's trying. Did I move the music? My bad. I thought I had it set up so it would show the full artist name and stuff, but looks like I got a little small. I don't even know what this playlist is. It was just like, there you go, liminal spaces. I don't know why. I was just like, I'll pick something that's kind of spookier, I guess, because it's almost Halloween, guys. Come on. Gotta be a little spooky. That's funny, though. I really can't believe how fast this is. Like, it's actually crazy. And I know, okay, that there's people who speed run 3D printing benchies and they're down to like 5 minutes or whatever. And if we were going that fast, we would have been done 3 times over. But like, this is cool. Come on. This is an off-the-shelf printer you just buy. It gets sent to your house. It takes you an hour to be printing a benchy. No special tuning, no nothing. You just roll your filament in. And it's just printing a benchy in 15 minutes. Like, come on, that's cool. That is cool. People who are like too into the 3D printing space, I think, have like kind of lost that. Because they just get so absorbed in like the newest, best stuff. And that happens with every hobby, I feel like. And I won't say that I'm immune to it either, because I definitely have fallen for it a lot. But like, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, see, it's running way smooth now that it's back in the middle. Now that it's not touching an edge, I don't have to worry about it. The cardboard really messes with it. So I guess the lesson here, like I said, cardboard spool, probably don't microwave your filament. Even though it works, you're gonna run into problems. It works, but maybe only do it with your plastic spools. We'll do a quality look here. I have a print from the Ender 3 without it being microwaved, and we can compare a little bit. I mean, the Ender 3 was doing good, but it's not quite as good. So we'll see. It doesn't tell you how long time has elapsed, though, right? It just tells you how much longer you have, which is kind of cringe, but whatever. If I change the feet, I might have to do the tuning again, too. Because I assume it was trying to tune its own vibrations. Which is why it was micro-stepping so hard. It was trying to see how much it was going to vibrate in the workspace. We're like done, though, pretty much. It's just finishing up the little stem. That really is crazy. I mean, watching it in real time is just insane, man. This printer is so fast in comparison. Like, are you kidding me? It's gonna pop off. Oh, yes. Okay, the text on the bottom's kind of hard to see, but also it's clear, so it's always gonna be kind of hard to see. I'm not noticing any crazy seams. There's a little bit of stringing. I missed a little bit of an overhang at the top. But like, come on, focus on the benchy. Like that's pretty good. Come on. I know you want to focus on the Benji. I know there's a cool big machine behind you. Ah! I dropped him. He's dead. It's Jover. Look. Look at Benji. I swear, camera. Look at him. Focus on him well. You're not focusing on him. It really hates focusing on him. I can post some like comparison pictures on Twitter or something later. But like, it looks good. It came out really nice, actually. There's definitely some stuff, but I didn't tune this at all, right? This is literally one of their pre-sliced files. They didn't know what type of PLA you were running. They didn't use any of the more advanced settings. And for clear, I mean, I think this is probably some of the best print results I've gotten from this printer or from this filament. And I don't know if this will show up. This is my comparison piece. If it will focus on this instead of the Elegoo. I mean, you can kind of see it there. There's a lot more lines going on. And I guess the clear actually does make that kind of clear. You can see... I hate that it's not focusing. Can I force it to focus manually? Hold on. I don't know if it's in manual focus mode. Let's zoom. Where's my... I don't have it. It really wants to focus on the machine instead, but like... You can see the layer lines a lot more clearly. Yeah, I'll just have to post a picture. And you can see like a lot of blurbs that have come off, probably from boiling filament. Okay, though. What we'll do is we can try printing some of this other stuff, right? Okay, the cover holder, that goes on the side of the printer. That takes an hour. Yeah, Benji's really the shortest thing. But we can at least start the scraper and just see how well that goes. We're probably not going to go through the whole thing on stream because I'm not going to be streaming for another hour on this probably. But I'm really impressed, like I said. I guess I could post the pictures on Twitter right now. I don't have to wait. But yeah, it came out really good in my opinion. Especially considering this is clear and you can actually like see where the infill is. And you can clearly see the bottom text too. It's just really hard to see it because it's clear. But I didn't like get over squished, I don't think. And you would hope that the models that they slice for these machines come out well. But yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed. We got something going on. Oh, it's heating up. Yeah, I'm going to definitely have to try slicing my own models and printing them. And based on this top layer, these maybe should be a little closer. These aren't getting squished all the way, I don't think. The actual sides, though, are really nice. Yeah, I see stuff that look kind of like print imperfections. But it's actually just where the layer, like the bottom, like the actual top layers are. And you can just see it because it's clear. If I printed this in non-clear, I don't think you would see any of these defects. It's actually insane. Again, I probably shouldn't have done it in clear, but I can try getting a good photo. I don't know if I have a decent like contrast though. I'll try taking it on my desk here. You can see. I don't know if it's gonna focus on these right though. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna come out very well on photo either, really. That's really a shame. because you can tell it's way better. It's significantly better. I just don't think it comes out very well in the photo. It's something that you have to kind of see, I guess. Is it printing? Like, is it actually doing stuff? Oh yeah, it is. It's just impossible to see in the clear first layer. That is actually cool. It's funny too because they include the glue stick. They don't tell you to use it before the first print though, and I don't think these textured beds really require them, is my understanding. But yeah, here look, my Elegoo branded Elegoo glue stick. Applicable for PLA, TPU, PTG, ABS, and other mainstreams. Made of PVP. I mean, it's just a classic glue stick. It is funny that big 3D printer companies have their own brand glue stick, though. I'm more of an Elmer's brand myself. When is Elmer going to start selling 3D printers to go with their glue sticks? Anyways, though, this went really well. Like, really? It's actually insane. Like, even my Ender 3, I had to do more tuning on. Of course, from the factory, those don't come with auto bed leveling. Their single axis Z lead screws kind of mess them up. Or their single point Z lead screws mess them up. What else? They don't have these adhesive beds. They have a glass build plate. It's textured. It has like a texture thing on top, but it doesn't stick nearly as well. It's not enclosed, so I couldn't ever do ABS, and I had ABS for years now. I have ABS that's from 2017, bro. I think it's 2017. I have ABS that's old. That stuff probably should be thrown away because it's so moisture ridden, but like, if the microwaving works for ABS, I have that on a plastic spool. We can try some ABS prints. Because supposedly this chamber can do it. That's all I'm saying. I've never tried, but supposedly it's possible. I know people really love PETG now. Whoa. That sped up really fast for a second there. People really love PETG. I've never tried printing with it. I'm a PLA fool. I print with my PLA. Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, it does kind of suck that it only tells you time remaining. This isn't even running at full speed either, apparently. I don't think. Oh, now it is. Oh, because it's variant. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. This is running at about half of max speed for most of the print. It's doing fast Z moves though, or sorry, that's incorrect terminology. I was thinking of G0 moves, and in my brain that's just GZ moves, but I should call it G0 moves. Which in G code is like it turns your printer or your machine. It tells it go as fast as you can. There's no restriction on its speed there. Um, and I'm sure actually if it's not printing, it can probably move even faster than 500, because that 500 is its stable printing moving speed. So that's its max movement speed while operating. I am really surprised about the feet though. Like I literally have never seen anyone talk about these. And like I said, they're very clearly like shock feet. They're kind of soft though. I would be a little worried that they might be too soft. but I don't know what type of TPU because I've seen people print these themselves. So I'm unsure if it's like a TPU that's harder than this. But they definitely they don't, it's still a ton of confidence, but I'm sure if they're compressed it's probably better. Cuz yeah, when they're compressed they don't move nearly as much. I'm sure there's machines heavy enough to compress them at least decently. I'm kind of curious I close it if the temperature goes up. You guys can't see anything, but neither can I really. I mean, you can see it moving still, I guess. I'm just curious because it's got a chamber temperature, and I have the top open still. I never applied the glass sheet. I've heard that it's a problem with PLA that it actually gets too warm if you keep the top sheet on while you're printing. But I'm not seeing any temperature rises from just the door. I'm sure the top probably affects it more. Pull that light in for you guys. I've also seen people complain that the door doesn't open as wide as they'd like because it opens just past 90. It seems alright to me. I'm not going to say it's great, but it's not horrible. Are 3 pieces printing? Oh, yeah. You have a better view of that than I do. Anyways, this is an actual like part for the printer. I don't know if I mentioned that. The things that I was confused about, the screws and it said like the scraper blades. It's for this part. I can show you. Here's the. It came in the bag. Oof, that was a big shock. Yeah, it came in the bag. It's just looks like 2 metal blades and 2 screws. And supposedly it's made for this, and it's so that you can get it under the parts and pry them off. Yeah, we're back at the walls again. We're not on the opposite side now. I don't know how much I'm gonna have to baby this with the way that it is. It seems like this the wall that was on the top didn't get as messed up. Cardboard. Catching filament. This side doesn't seem to be as sticky though. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely still sticky, but it's not as bad. I guess because this is kind of, I'm probably gonna end stream during this print. I'm gonna try to go for my normal 2 hours, which is like another 20 minutes. But just talking about it because I said I wanted to do streams all Halloween week. Obviously, I didn't stream yesterday. I usually don't stream Mondays, so that's not any different. But we got our stream today. Tomorrow, I'm thinking of doing a Fortnite stream. It's been a little bit, but there's a bunch of Fortnitemares stuff, and I haven't done any of it. I haven't even played like this normal season at all. I've only played my Fortnite festival, so we can try. I don't know, maybe hitting out some challenges or doing something. Let me pull up my. When we get to Thursday, I'm not sure what. I have to think of something. It's possible that Thursday and Friday will actually share. Because my plan right now is Friday I'm gonna do a very long stream. Like I'm gonna go multi-hour, as long as I can Friday, and I'm going to do because Halloween. Is Friday Halloween? I can't remember. Yeah, Friday's Halloween. Okay. So on Friday, Halloween, I'm going to play Metro VR, which I have. I say very assuredly. Yeah, Metro Awakening, the VR game. show it in my normal VR? Why didn't I see it here? Oh, there it is. I've never played a Metro game, but I don't see a better way to do it than in VR. So we're gonna be doing it in VR. I don't see a better way to start than in VR. Um, I know these games aren't like inherently horror, but I figured the VR elements make it at least minorly horror. So yeah, we're gonna be playing that. Um, like I said, I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna do it Thursday short and then Friday all, or if we're gonna be better just doing a full Friday. I think one day, like forcing myself to stay in for as long as possible, a Friday stream might be more fun, and so doing something else on Thursday would be cool. I don't know what I'm doing on Thursday yet, so we'll figure something out. I don't really have any other like horror games, so I can't really do that. I guess I have Alien Isolation, but you're not gonna get that done in one day or one sitting, so it wouldn't feel right to start that, and then have another series after. You know what I mean? Like that just doesn't feel good, so I probably won't do that. Anything else? Not really. Why is it not pulling more filament? That's sus. I was thinking maybe I could do like a Peak solo run. Not that that's particularly scary, but it's just been a while since I've played Peak. I can tell you exactly. Hold on. It's been over a month. I got all the achievements, and we haven't played a little bit since then. Obviously, they haven't released like an update or anything. Oh, you know what else? Thursday we might do too. I said I might work on the stream stuff I was trying to work on stream, so maybe Thursday that would be better. We can actually do working on that 3D model. I think that will work. I forgot I wanted to do that on stream, so we can do that. I think that'll be better. But we might do a little Peak too, just because, like I said, it's kind of funny. So we might do that. Otherwise, I don't know if there's anything else like crazy going on here. I'm more active on Twitter X now. I try to post moderately frequently. So if you want to talk, there might be better, especially off stream. Obviously on stream, I always have my chat out. But yeah, that might be better if you just like straight up at me, or I hate to say it, but my DMs are in fact on for anyone. Though they do have to be approved still, obviously. So you could always do that. But yeah, I'm thinking about how I'm gonna have to clean up this mess that I made of all this stuff now too. That sucks. The box is big. Really, I'm actually upset about the foam though. Cardboard can be cut down. Foam sucks. I don't know how I'm gonna get rid of all this foam, but we'll find out. We'll find a way. We'll find a way. Otherwise, though, yeah, I don't know if there's anything else really stream-wise going on. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get back to at least frequent streams. I'm really bad at doing that, but I'm gonna try to have some level of consistency. But we'll see. I'm just watching this print out. Got distracted. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything I would like to clarify about other stuff I've talked about, but not really, you know? There's been a lot of drama going on the internet recently. If I can avoid it, I guess I will. I will talk about funny gun drama, though. Okay, so the firearms industry people are upset, right? Because Glock, biggest manufacturer of, I was about to make a joke, but no one's gonna get it. I was gonna say of porcelain firearms, but no one gets that joke. So, anyways, they're just big, right? Police departments are mostly are some of their biggest purchasers, but obviously they're everywhere. Um, what? What's a potential brand name? Porcelain firearms? I don't think you'd want that to be a brand name. I don't think that's a. I don't know because wouldn't that suggest that you're like that it's like weak? I don't think porcelain's known for its structure. Also, it was just a Hollywood person not understanding that Glocks were polymer firearms, polymer frames. But that's just like marketing. You wear porcelain masks and you sell firearms. Oh, a metal band? Yeah, actually, for a metal band, yeah. That's a good name for a metal band. Yeah, because it's the contrast, right? Porcelain suggests like at least a level of feminine energy. I was gonna say though, the drama is really actually that it's just like they're not gonna manufacture their default types anymore, and that it's all gonna be they're releasing a new one supposedly at the end by the end of the year, part of their V series, I think is what they're calling it. But it's just funny because most people are speculating that they're actually just changing out their cross trigger bar, which is what their default trigger bar is, um, for their performance trigger, which is slightly different. It's a lot more similar to other striker fire type firearms, and it doesn't. It's not going to cost them. Well, it'll cost them a little bit, but it's not going to like cost them any R&D because they already have the system. And the main reason that they're doing this is because of a California law that went into place. Because Glocks are machine guns already because they're so easy to convert. Forget the fact that every firearm is easy to convert to a machine gun because firearms actually prefer automatic mechanisms. They're actually simpler than semi-automatic mechanisms. But don't worry about that. That's totally not a way to just like ban a group of firearms based on a fact that can't be controlled easily. I hear prying. Oh, but it's just my filament. It's sticky still. Anyways, though, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I've never bought an actual Glock brand Glock. Anyways, it kind of sucks because they were like kind of the default for like the type of trigger for, because the Gen 3 is no longer patented. So like the industry has been able to make their own versions of it for a while now, and they were kind of like the best at some of the default parts that weren't like crazy expensive, and now those are going to go away. So you're only going to be able to get aftermarket parts, but it's whatever. You're just going to have to watch out for cheap aftermarket stuff. It's not like they were crazy high quality. It's just that they were like decent for how cheap they were. Also saw that the firearm world was angry about eggnog, and I really don't know what that was about. Eggnog, I guess. My personal opinion, as a filthy non-alcoholic eggnog is good. I enjoy it. Little out of season still though. Halloween. At least wait until 1 week into November. Then I think it's free game. You can start having eggnog. I know the stores don't care, but honestly, it's probably more of a temperature thing actually. And here it's gotten cold like fast, so maybe some eggnog would be nice. But like, we don't even drink like traditional eggnog anymore. You know, because the original eggnog was supposed to be served warm. It was a drink to help warm you up. I don't know when that stopped though. Like, I don't think we've been doing that for forever. I think I think the warm got replaced with alcohol because it makes you feel warm, and that's why eggnog is now served with alcohol more frequently. But yeah, have you ever had warm eggnog? I have. I've made homemade eggnog before. It was warm. It's pretty good. On my chair. Oh, you know what? I don't think I talked about this on stream either because it happened while I wasn't during my like little break while I wasn't streaming. My chair broke. I'm so upset because it's the armrest of my chair. A singular armrest broke off the rest of the chair, and it's not like I use it that often because I usually have that arm on my table. But like that's what makes it even worse. At least I've had this chair for a while though. You know what I mean? Like it's not like the keyboard that just like broke after a year and a half. I probably should switch to like an actual ergonomic chair though. I sit enough to probably justify it, but like those things are expensive, bro. And I don't know if the cheap ones are worth it. I've never seen people like talk highly of the cheap ones, so like I just don't know. It's not like I have a huge problem with the majority of this chair. It still works nice. I guess the wheels broke too. The wheels broke and then the arm broke. But like the wheels are always cheap. You can buy cheap replacements for them, so I didn't really care about that. I got some nicer ones that roll better on carpet anyways because I'm on carpet. And then the problem is that you can't just like buy a replacement arm. Maybe I could, but like not that I know of. That's an interesting angle. I'm kind of surprised with these parts. I don't know what the third part is. So I know the base obviously is to hold the scraper. You've got the actual scraper, and there's like a little nub part. I can show you. Hold on. I can show you the little. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Look. You see that? There's like a little nub thing there. I don't know what that is. Oh, focused? Yeah, there we go. Like you can actually see all the stuff it shows you. That's pretty cool, right? It shows you the percentage. It shows you how many layers you've gone through and how many are left, and it shows you time remaining, which is cool. It shows you temp, expected and actual temp for both nozzle and bed. It shows you Wi-Fi connectivity, which could be cool on this printer. I don't know if I'll ever actually end up using that because I'm like land in and getting it to connect to the right Wi-Fi would be probably annoying. And then the bottom temp, I think, is the chamber temp, which is also cool. Is that the light? Can I just like turn on the light? I've been told that the light actually like sucks. But is that the light? Is that what that is? Oh, it is. Oh, that actually helps on camera quite a bit. Yeah, see, that's nice. I mean, this machine might be upgraded slightly, but it's only from one corner, so that does kind of suck. But like, it's reflecting. That's nice. That helps with what you guys can see, like a ton. I wish I realized that before. There's print stop. There's fan controls, file controls. I might have to look through the settings and stuff after stream after the print. But yeah, I'm honestly surprised how well this has gone. We're about 2 hours in, and I've done one. I set up the full machine. I did one full print, and I started a second, and we're almost 40% done with that already. Like it's impressive. I know that people say these machines have their problems, and I know the controversy about the missing color unit, but I'm still happy with it. I think this is impressive, especially for the price, and it's even on sale like right now for even cheaper than like normal because they're doing like a pre Black Friday thing. They're obviously trying to clear out inventory because rumor has it they're releasing a Model 2 that has the color unit built in, but we'll see. It's cool though. I enjoy it. I think this is sick. Maybe it's just hype. Maybe it's just this is my first Core XY machine, but this is cool. Oh, you know what? This was a take I took on Twitter that didn't go over so well. Um, Tron Ares. This song made me think of it. I don't know why, but it made me think of it. And it was a good movie. And like I said on my opinion on Twitter, if you don't like Tron, you probably won't love that movie. But if you were a Tron fan already, like you enjoyed Tron, Tron Legacy, Tron Uprising, I'm not going to include the video games because I don't know if any of them are canon anymore. And also, all of them have kind of sucked. But like, if you enjoyed the Tron created media, like movies, TV shows, there is no reason why you won't like Tron Legacy or Tron Ares. And it's kind of pointless now. I don't even know if it's still in theaters. I assume it is. It already commercially failed in the market because of course it did. But like the amount of reviews that I saw that were like, oh well, the story isn't as good as I would like, and the graphics were alright, I guess. But like, what's the point of it? Or it's pro AI, or it's whatever, whatever. It's like, bro, can we just enjoy stuff anymore? Is that legal anymore? Can I go and watch a Tron movie and be like, wow, I'm immersed in the world of Tron, and I think everything that the characters are doing, at least in the sense of the movie, is logical and makes sense. Therefore, I think it was a decent movie. Oh, but they spent too much money, and okay, I will agree. I don't know what Disney was thinking, spending like supposedly like 200 million on it or whatever. Like they know that Tron is not a hard hitting like industry franchise. You know what I mean? Like it's not. I don't know what they were thinking spending that much money on it, but like, come on, bro. Okay, well, we made it to 2 hours. It's probably not good that I just keep rambling while you guys watch a 3D print, so we'll probably call it. But yeah, so stream again. Oop, I kicked the camera. Stream again tomorrow. We'll probably do Fortnite, or we'll do the modeling tomorrow, and we'll switch to Fortnite. We'll see. I think Fortnite will be fun. I don't know what's going on in Fortnite right now, but it could be cool. And then Thursday we'll do the modeling. Friday we'll do the long stream, the long haul stream of Metro. Hopefully I can do it. We'll find out. My wrist and my ankle are messed up, so we'll figure it out. Um, I hope my VR stuff is working. I haven't tested it since I had those freakouts. But I've also changed, I've upgraded computers since then, and I'm 99% sure it was my motherboard that was causing the freakouts. So I think I'm good. I think my headset's still fine, actually. We'll find out, though. Anyways, other than that, no stream on Saturday. And then obviously Sunday and probably next Monday I won't do it because I don't stream on Mondays or Sundays. Um, I think mostly I'm gonna try to stick to the schedule of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Obviously, if stuff happens that I can't stream on one of the days, we'll just skip it and move on to the next day. But I think it'll be fun to try to do it more often. But my big problem is coming up with ideas, so we'll see. I don't feel like just streaming the same couple of games over and over again is probably going to go well, but we'll find out. But that'll be it for stream. Went a little over time, but who cares? No one's actually timing this. But yeah, it'll be cool. So yeah, we're gonna call it. I'll stop the music. What? Music stop. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna try to get more regular at this. I know I keep saying that, but like I'll do it. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out eventually. But that'll be it for today. Okay. Thanks to anyone who showed up. thanks to anyone who's still here. I'm not in a raid or anything, so just like go find someone else to watch. You're big boys and girls. So yeah, that'll be it.